degrees, clear and cold tonight, but snow is headed here in the next couple of days. The winningest coach in the history of the San Diego Chargers is Norv Turner. He's had previous head coaching spots in Washington and with the Oakland Raiders, and Eric Mangini in his first year as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Before this, he was the head coach of the New York Jets. Our broadcast this afternoon is brought to you in high definition TV here on CBS. The Browns won the toss. They will receive as you take a look at Nate Kading, 6 years out of Iowa. And deep back will be one of those X factors we're going to watch all day long, Joshua Cribbs. It's the San Diego Chargers coming off a win last week over Kansas City, and the Cleveland Browns, who played the first place Bengals in the North, very, very tough. And this is Cribbs at the 10-yard line for Cleveland. Harrison with the block, and then a nice stick across the way. Tolbert was among a couple that were over there, and a 19-yard return. Harrison is in the backfield on his first down and 10 for Quinn, and that is Cribbs in motion from his own 28-yard line. And Harrison brought down in the play by rookie Kevin Ellison on a gain of 3. Lawrence Vickers has been brought in as the fullback. He joins Harrison back there. Harrison is out of Washington State. Vickers gives a block, and that goes across the middle. It's Harrison with a gain of a yard on the play. Harrison will be at the side of the quarterback Quinn. There are 5 in the secondary for the San Diego Chargers. And they need the 38. Chancey Stuckey, one of the receivers, is on the move. And Quinn's second read. He's got his receiver at the 36. Jammer with the hit on the rookie Robisky. It is a gain of 6 on 3rd and 6, and they're going to give him the first down to the 38-yard line.
How about that, Brady? Quinn, we said that he needs to trust what he sees and then cut the ball loose. That's exactly what he did on that play, and found Robisky for the first down. I think Brady Quinn has to be able to just really cut the ball loose, as we said before, but his ability to recognize that the protection is holding up, and he's got to be able to know that the protection is going to be there, hold the ball until the receiver can get open.
Harrison remains, and again, Cribbs on the move. It is a first down for the Cleveland Browns at the 39. Harrison with Joe Thomas blocking the left tackle, and a nice stop across the way by Brandon Seiler on a gain of 3. The youth of the San Diego Chargers has been a big story. Guys get injured, and young guys like Seiler come in and do a nice job.
They've had a number of guys step in. You talked about Seiler. You talked about the guys even on the back end in their secondary. Steve Gregory in for Eric Weddle. So Seiler's come in, played well. So has many other players at other positions. I think the defense has picked it up over this 6-game winning streak.
They bring in the secondary Paul Oliver. They take out Cromartie. 2nd down and 7. First drive of the game by the Cleveland Browns from the 42. Thomas provides time at the left tackle, and that's caught on the near side with a big hit by Oliver, put on the receiver. This is a kid they just brought off the practice squad, Evan Moore out of Stanford. A 16-yard pickup, a first down to the 42.
Now you see Quinn holds on to the ball. He trusts that the protection was going to hold up. He didn't rush his throw and completed a very accurate pass. See the pressure coming in from the backside? It didn't bother him. I could tell that he knew every man was accounted for, and he was very patient, allowing for that route to clear and threw a very accurate pass.
Cromartie is back in as they've taken out Oliver. First down and 10 from the 42-yard line of San Diego. Harrison in the backfield with a couple of tight ends. With that nice move outside. And chased on the play on the near side after a gain of 12 by Gregory, and he's out of bounds as they spot the ball at the 31.
I like what Joshua Cribbs said about the San Diego Chargers. He says, hey, we're ready, and the Chargers are ripe to be beaten. He said, I'm sure they're coming in looking at our 1-10 record. Now, when we talked to the Chargers, they said they weren't going to look at that, but the Cleveland Browns really believe that this is an opportunity to steal a game.
That's a final score, and that'll surprise a lot of people. 4th win for the Oakland Raiders. Fraley has come in at the right guard in place of Womack. First down and 10 from the 31. In game opening drive. Fraley with the block, and that's caught down the middle. This is Moore once again, a kid who was initially in New Orleans. He was let go. Green Bay picked him up, undrafted out of Stanford. Practice squad last year. Comes here as he was cut from Green Bay. 18-yard pickup to the 15-yard line.
And there he is on the right side of the screen, just clearing beyond the linebacker. How about Brady Quinn having some patience? He knew what the defense was going to give him, knew that his tight end was going to come open, held the ball for one beat, then cut it loose. He's playing with a greater feel, and I can tell with the timing and tempo, much more comfortable today.
So Moore has caught passes on this drive of 10 and 18 yards. 1st and 10, and Harrison with a block from Vickers as they go up the middle, and it's a gain of 4 on the play as they take him off that pile. Travis Johnson on the defensive line among the many that were there. It'll be 2nd down and 6. We'll put the ball at the 10.
Good rhythm in the offense, good balance even without Jamal Lewis. Whether it's Harrison running the ball or Brady Quinn throwing it, they've run off 8 plays, 4 runs and 4 pass, moving the ball so far 62 yards down the field.
Vaughn Martin, a rookie, is on that defensive line for San Diego. 2nd down and 6, and Harrison remains in the backfield. And Quinn is taken down with the flag thrown. They lose 3 on the play, back to about the 13-yard line, and on top of him was Nuwabo.
Holding, 78, offense, 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
That's the right tackle, John St. Clair.
Yeah, they take the sack and, of course, get the penalty. And St. Clair's got to do a better job of protection. I think the protection had hold up for the most part on this drive. And now that they've pushed back to the 20, and you can see on 2nd down, maybe they'll take a shot at the end zone. The wide receivers have not made a lot of plays during the season in this offense. It's about time they start making plays.
Couple tight ends in there, including Robert Royals. 2nd down and 16 now with the ball at the 15-yard line, and the Chargers have 4 in the secondary. And Quinn, Evan Moore with the tackle made by Seiler. They'll spot him at the 11. He picks up 9. And that's the 3rd catch in this drive for Moore.
It's a bunch formation over to the right. He's looking at Moore the entire time. And what did Mangini tell us about Evan Moore? He's made a lot of plays in practice. He's caught everything we've thrown to him. Let's see if he can do it in the game. And so far on this first drive, he has.
Now 3rd down and 7. And you see the allotment of receivers. The nickel secondary is in there for the San Diego Chargers. And Harrison at the side of quarterback Brady Quinn, his 3rd year out of Notre Dame. Drive started back on the Cleveland 28 to the end zone and caught. Massaquoi, touchdown. The rookie out of Georgia on a great looking try by the Cleveland Browns, an 11-yard touchdown pass.
It's all Brady Quinn. He started over to his left, went through the progression and came off to his 3rd guy, Mohamed Massaquoi. And watch him come back to the right side. See him come over and just throws this one, stabs him right in the hands. Very accurate pass while under pressure. And it's just a stem route to the inside, waiting for him to clear the safety, coming open. Very accurate pass. Brady Quinn's playing lights out in this first quarter of the game.
Rookie C.J. Sillman did not pick up after Jammer had handed off the receiver into the middle. So the rookie free agent out of Marshall Spillman was responsible with the extra point right there by Phil Dawson. How about that? That's the first time, Solomon, that the Cleveland Browns have had an opening game drive in the last 35 games.
Yeah, they had gone 34 straight games without a touchdown or a score on that opening drive. Brady Quinn going 6 for 6. That would cure all ills. If he can continue to play that way, you'll see this entire offense improve.
Now here is Dawson kicking off, and Darren Sproles at the 5-yard line. The youngster out of Kansas State is tripped up and brought down on the play, hit by Alex Hall. 26-yard return. Cincinnati won in Detroit, but if San Diego wins today, they'll have played an AFC team and beat them. Cincinnati beat an NFC team. That number 2 slot in the playoff picture has home field and a first-round bye.
And how about the Patriots falling to 7-5? They've now lost 2 straight games, falling to Miami today.
Tomlinson is getting the call on 1st down and 10. They pulled Dielman, and the tackle was made by Robert Smith after a gain of 4. Hester has come in as the fullback here with Tomlinson and leads the way. And again, Smith was right there with the stop along with Matt Roth on a gain of 2. 3rd down and 4. They have 5 in the secondary. Sorensen and Furry been brought in the secondary for the Cleveland Browns. Rivers and caught by Gates. Tackle made by Sorensen. Picks up 8 on 3rd and 4. They move the changer up to the 45-yard line.
San Diego Chargers are not shy about being a pass-first football team, and it said that we don't really worry about in terms of where we rank running the football. They can really trust in the arm and ability of Phillip Rivers, and North Turner said that as long as that we can throw the ball down the field effectively and run it late in games, he says, I'm good enough with our running game. And they want to be able to preserve the ability of LaDainian Tomlinson to stay healthy at the end of the season.
Hester back there again with Tomlinson on 1st down and 10. And he was brought down by Robert Smith, and a fumble on the play, although they blew him down. And you see that Trusnick jumps on it right there at the 45-yard line, picks up a yard. There is a quiet confidence about this San Diego team.
Absolutely. He's healthy, and every time he carries the ball, he stands to break one of the great running backs records. How about chasing Emmitt Smith, where he's 10th all-time on the rushing list, 2nd all-time with 134 rushing touchdowns, and then in terms of total touchdowns, he's chasing Jerry Rice, where he ranks 3rd all-time on that list.
Tomlinson will be out wide. 2nd down and 10 for Phillip Rivers on their first drive of the game. Dombrowski given some time at that right tackle. There was a good hit by Roth, and they were looking for Gates, and it's incomplete. There's no yellow on the field. Pressure by Roth, the ex-Miami Dolphin.
Matt Roth has just shown up here in the Cleveland Browns uniform. Watch it coming off the top of your screen, and pressure in the face of Phillip Rivers, forcing him to step up in the pocket. But he did this last week against Carson Palmer and already getting to Phillip Rivers. He is a tough guy to block. He's an excellent pass rusher, and I think he has made them a better football team from the time he put on a Cleveland Brown uniform.
You see the allotment of receivers. Manamaleuna is in the backfield along with Sproles. 3rd down and 10. All those bodies, 6 of them in the secondary for the Cleveland Browns. That's caught by Gates. Great throw. Tackled by Adams. They get the 1st down, pickup of 22 yards to the 32-yard line of Cleveland.
Boy, this is just amazing. The ability to trust in Antonio Gates, left side of your screen, streaking down the middle of that cover 2 zone. And Kevin, 38 times Phillip Rivers has completed passes on 3rd down to his wide receivers and tight end. Every single time he's completed the ball to him, it's resulted into a 1st down. That's 100% of the time on 3rd down you complete a ball to the tight end and wide receivers. Do they create a 1st down for you? That's unheard of.
Gates had a couple touchdown receptions last week.
He's magnificent and still getting better.
1st and 10 with Tomlinson in the backfield, and Rivers looking to Gates once again on the near side. He was hit by Hank Poteet, the ex-Jet and Pittsburgh Steeler, to the 24-yard line. Picks up 9 right there.
But he can eat you alive inside of your zone.
Tomlinson in the backfield on 2nd down and 1. Here comes Tomlinson. He got a nice block by Floyd, the wide receiver. It's a pickup of 9 on the play, and brought down in the secondary by Poteet and by Wright.
Look at this one coming right off your left tackle, slamming it into the defense. Boy, they're hitting hard down there. And Tomlinson, you can tell he's healthy, and probably more healthy than he has been all season long. He was injured in the opening game against the Oakland Raiders.
I like what you say about the balance. Every team striving for balance, run and pass.
Yeah, 8 plays on this drive, 4 runs, 4 pass plays, and it's just perfect balance, keeping the defense guessing.
Sproles is in 1st and 10 from the 15. Chargers' first drive. Good block by Vasquez, the rookie, and that goes for Sproles. The coverage, as you see, by a linebacker. David Bowens, a 11-year veteran who gives so much leadership to this Cleveland defense.
Bowens is a guy that does so many things, but you get locked up in coverage against Darren Sproles, and this is just a bad throw by Phillip Rivers. Putting it on the back shoulder, most of your receivers can make that catch, but the running backs, that's asking a little much. I think had he put that ball out in front of Darren Sproles, it would have been a touchdown.
In this 6-game winning streak by the San Diego Chargers, they've had 7-0 leads in each first quarter of these 6 games. Right now down on a touchdown pass by Quinn. Here is 2nd down and 10. Sproles again. Wrapped up, not a whole lot there. Robert Smith playing a terrific game. It's a gain of a yard. He's down to the 14-yard line. And Rubin was there as well, but the first hit was made by Robert Smith, the ex-Tennessee Titan.
Yeah, you don't expect this defense to have, I think, the same ability. If you lose, your real good players at the nose tackle position and Sean Rogers, and then have to rotate guys, you're going to give up a little bit of something, and Eric Mangini's just going to rotate players to try to stay fresh on that defensive line.
The down Cleveland Brown is C.J. Mosley out of Missouri. We've got an injury timeout, 3:26 in the first. 6 in the secondary. Mosley walked off under his own power. Schafering has taken the place in the defensive line. 3rd and 9. Sproles right back there in that shotgun formation with Rivers. Again, looking into the dime defense. And throws. What a nice knock away in the secondary by McDonald. He had been demoted. It was intended for Vincent Jackson. A terrific defensive play. The Cleveland Browns keep him out of the end zone and relegate the Chargers to a 3-point try.
It's just excellent coverage, I think, by McDonald. And you can tell that Jackson had won the inside position. Phillip Rivers with a very accurate pass, trying to stick it right in the shoulder. Unless you go a little bit low to the ground, away from the defender, you're not going to be able to complete it because the coverage was so good.
So here's a 32-yard try by Nate Koenig, who is 22 of 25 this season. And a 55-yarder against Kansas City last week. This is from 32 yards away, and the 3rd highest scoring team in the NFL is on the board. So each team scoring on their first possession today, and that is not a good sign. That's a defensive lineman being carted off. C.J. Mosley, the ex-Jet, he is gone. They've already got all kinds of injuries on that defensive line as it stands right now. After his 32-yard field goal, here's the ensuing kickoff by Koenig. And Cribbs out of Kent State from the 11-yard line. And hit by Mike Tolbert. Good-looking tackle by the reserve fullback. That's a 15-yard return. During the Chargers' 6-game winning streak, they've outscored their opponents in the first quarter 42-0, but Quinn has doused that here in Game 7. After the kickoff and after the 32-yard field goal by Koenig, 1st down and 10 from the 26-yard line. 6 in the secondary, including Spillman, and that is off the fingertips of Chancey Stuckey. Ian Scott put back on that defensive line. They take out Spillman. 4 in the secondary. It's 2nd down and 10. And the linebacker covering the slot receiver across the way. And there's a flag, and the ball dropped at the 31-yard line, and coverage on the play included Ellison. They were going for the tight end, Robert Royal.
Yeah, it looked like the right tackle, John Sinclair, just jumped prior to the snap of the ball.
Cleveland doesn't get a lot of penalties on him, do they?
Yeah, they're trying to see if the Chargers want to accept the penalty or decline it.
Illegal formation on the offense. The wide receiver covered the tight end. That penalty's declined. 3rd down.
Harrison at the side of the quarterback, Brady Quinn. And 2 rookie receivers out there among the 3. They bring on the blitz. It was Oliver. Good block by Harrison. They go to the near side. Caught by Rubisky. And there he goes with a block by Massaquoi. Down to the 31-yard line. Spillman makes the tackle. The receiver blocking ahead was Massaquoi. He caught the touchdown the first time. That's a 42-yard career-long catch by Rubisky.
And watch the patience by Quinn. He sensed that he does have time. Allows the receiver to come back to the ball and see the hand down by Rubisky. He doesn't go down on the attempted tackle, creating another big play for the Cleveland Browns. They haven't had a lot of big plays on offense. We're seeing them here today so far in the first quarter.
That's only his 2nd catch as a pro.
And everyone's been asking, why is this kid not playing? The 2nd-round pick out of Ohio State comes in with a tremendously high football IQ.
Chris Jennings in the backfield now. 1st and 10 from the San Diego 31. Blocked by Joe Thomas, the left tackle. We'll look at the elusive Brady Quinn, and he's looking for Jennings, that receiver, and the coverage on the play by the linebacker, Sean Phillips. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
How about this? The protection is holding up for Brady Quinn and his ability to survey the field. Buy a little bit more time. Movement in the pocket. Don't just take off and run. Still has his vision upfield, looking for a receiver to get the ball to. I think that's when you could tell a young quarterback is growing in confidence and growing in his knowledge of the game.
Well, North Turner told us yesterday he's got all the tools.
He does have all the tools. Most of this game is played from the neck up, and I think it proves it. We're seeing him develop before our very eyes.
4 in the secondary, 2nd down and 10. This is Jennings, who was cut from the CFL a little bit earlier this year. Scott jumping on his back. The gain down near the 25-yard line, and he picks up 6 yards on the play. They lost Jamal Lewis last week, who's going to retire. A concussion. He's gone now for the year, and his career has finally come to a close. A proud running back for this team.
A great running back, has been in this league for 10 years, put up a 2,000-yard rushing season, one of a few running backs to ever do that. So now the Browns have to move on. They're looking for players to step up in these final 5 games.
Back to the nickel in the secondary, 3rd down and 5, and Harrison is at the side of Quinn. That's Stuckey, the former Jet, in motion. Almost picked off. Wow, Stephen Cooper was right there. The leading tackler for the team just about had his first pick of the season incomplete. So the Chargers defense stiffens just a bit. They're going to relegate the Browns to a 3-point try.
Watch Cooper. He'll just flash. And that's what you do. You read the quarterback. You know what the route is running behind you, but you got to make the catch. If Cooper hauls that one in, he's running for a touchdown. Good read, good recognition, but you got to make the catch.
So here's Phil Dawson. He did not begin the season because of a calf injury. They had Billy Cundiff in here, but now Dawson, who's one of the all-time leading kickers in the history of the Cleveland Browns franchise, trying a 43-yarder. And this to put Cleveland up a little bit more, and he does not get it. Well, miss right there by Dawson, his first miss this season. Tolbert will be in that offset eye, and Rivers right to work on 1st and 10. Tolbert. And gets a block downfield by Vincent Jackson and by Floyd, and there he goes! And he is in for the touchdown! What a great catch and run of 66 yards by fullback Mike Tolbert. A terrific play, his second touchdown reception of the year.
Boy, this is just a wonderful play. Watch him just come right out of the backfield right now. And then you get rid of the ball. No one covers him. And then watch the block by Vincent Jackson right there, taking the legs out from up under Eric Wright. It clears the path up the sideline for Tolbert. And then one lunge toward the pylon. You got yourself a touchdown. Aggressive play calling by Norv Turner. And then the ability to go out and execute for the players on this Chargers football team is phenomenal.
He's a great special teams player, leads the Chargers special teams and tackles, but comes up with that 66-yard catch and run for a touchdown. And the Chargers have scored both times they've had the ball. And now they take their first lead today with 45 seconds to play here in the first. And Kading swings it right through for another point. Phillip Rivers just threw a touchdown pass. That's his 20th of the season. Brady Quinn threw it on the opening drive. The extra point was in, and we see a San Diego 10-7 lead over the Cleveland Browns, and 45 seconds remain. That was some kind of catch and run by Tolbert.
How about Tolbert? You know, he's listed as a fullback, but even the Cleveland Browns said they have like 4 running backs, not just LT and Darren Sproles, but Hester and now Tolbert, big body, but you can see he's nimble of foot. It's got the speed to burn your defense if he gets to the edge.
With Cincinnati and Dallas looming ahead for the San Diego Chargers, I know it probably didn't cross the minds of the Chargers. Did it cross your mind this might be a trap game for them?
Oh, absolutely. Coming out east, there's no doubt with a late game. And, you know, you look at the record 1-10, it could be that. But to a man, the Chargers told us this is not a trap game. We're going to come out and play hard as if we're playing a team that's trying to take us out of the playoffs.
That's out of bounds on the kickoff by Kading, 40-yard line.
Ball we placed.
And they're going to get great beginning field position. That's one thing that has really helped San Diego during the 6-game winning streak is the field position they've gotten off of punts and kickoffs and coverage on the part of their teams. There was also a flag thrown at the 18-yard line in the middle of the field on the return. You see the subsequent meeting right there among our officials as the Chargers have come out. Cincinnati has already won. They were tied at 8-3 coming into today with Norv Turner's San Diego Chargers, but because they played an NFC team and the Chargers are playing an AFC team, if they would win, speaking of San Diego, they would take that coveted number 2 slot in the playoff picture as they continue to visit here about the play.
And you know it's going to be settled on the field because the Chargers have a game looming coming up against the Cincinnati Bengals. They'll play that game at home.
Yep.
But yeah,
We have an illegal wedge on the return team. We have a kickoff out of bounds on the kicking team. Those penalties will offset and will re-kick.
Here comes Kading with another boot, and Cripps from the 8-yard line with 6 career touchdown returns and finds a little bit of a wedge. And on the far, there's another flag thrown, by the way, across the way. It's a 27-yard return as it stands right now. And he was knocked out of bounds on the far side by Larry English.
During the return, illegal block in the back, 54. Return team, 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's on Blake Costanzo as you take a look at Eric Mangini. We asked Brady Quinn what he thinks about his first-year coach here in Cleveland. He said the one word that comes to his mind is persistence. I guess you got to be persistent with a 1-10 team in your first year.
He says he continues to poke and prod. He continues to teach and try to help this to be a better football team. And, you know, what did Mangini tell us? Hey, a group of guys banding together for one goal is a very powerful thing. And he continues to coach knowing that the spark could be lit for a turnaround. Even if it doesn't happen this year, he thinks it would bode well for the future if he continues to coach and his players continue to play hard.
Harrison in the backfield. Vickers is the fullback. This is a 1st and 10 for the Cleveland Browns from their own 18-yard line. And Harrison, it looked like he got tripped up on the play by Sean Phillips. He's got a little bit of an ankle injury. That's a gain of 5. More pushing after the play. The gain is out to the 22-yard line. He is certainly a terrific linebacker. No Merriman today, too. He's got that tender foot, the plantar fasciitis or the tendonitis in his foot.
They've got so many playmakers on the defensive side of the ball. I think Sean Phillips is one of those guys. He's had all 6 of his sacks have come during this 6-game winning streak. And he said, I just continued to work hard. He didn't press. He didn't panic, much like the other guys on the team during their first 5 games when they didn't play that well. But they've got a number of guys who can take over a game at any moment.
With Solomon Wilcots, Kevin Harlan here in chilly Cleveland, Ohio. First quarter is over. Each quarterback throwing touchdown passes. 2nd down and 5 opening up for Quinn. Harrison in the backfield, 4 in the secondary for the San Diego Chargers. End around Cribbs. Gains the tight end with the block. Playing there is Gregory, then finally brought down on the near side by English. That's a gain of 7 on the end around by Cribbs to the 30-yard line.
I'm going to tell you what makes Joshua Cribbs so good. Watch the first unblocked defender. He won't get him on the ground. See, he makes you miss. You're unblocked, but you don't tackle him, and then he hits the first down marker. The sign of any explosive ball carrier, whether you're a wide receiver or a running back, you've got to be able to make the first unblocked defender miss. Joshua Cribbs is excellent at it.
So a 1st and 10 for the Cleveland Browns. Each possession that got in San Diego territory. And there was a tackle by Seiler. It went off to Harrison, and it was a gain of a yard on the play. When you take a look at Cleveland, so many games this season they've had to play from behind. Kind of a tough laboratory for a guy like Quinn or any quarterback to operate with him.
I think it really is tough, particularly on a young quarterback. When you're playing from behind, you have so many injured players around you, a banged up offensive line, and very young, inexperienced wide receivers. And so the DAC is sort of stacked against you. And even Norv Turner talked about it. He thought that this is a kid and Brady Quinn who could become a really good football player when the other elements around him improve.
2nd 9 into the nickel. Quinn, screen pass, Harrison, lead blocked by Womack. And the tackle across the way is made by Paul Oliver, who's out of Georgia, 3rd year, 14-yard catch and run. Send him up to the 45 and a 1st down.
Well, sometimes you got to have the kind of plays that allow your quarterback to be successful as well. Don't have to protect very long for Brady Quinn as you see him orchestrating traffic. And how about that?
Yeah.
The New Orleans Saints, they were all but gone in that game after coming off the Monday night game, going on the road. That could have been a trap game in our nation's capital. They come from behind to beat the Washington Redskins.
And Hartley taking the place at Carney with the game-winning field goal in that game. And from the 45-yard line, 3rd possession for the Cleveland Browns, 1st and 10. On the side, looking for that tight end. He caught the ball, but out of bounds. And the coverage, you see Jammer over there, but really it was provided on the play by rookie Kevin Ellison, who was a team captain at USC. That's now 2nd down and 10.
Take a look at the NFC playoff picture. So the New Orleans Saints hold serve, continue to be 12-0, undefeated in that #1 seed where they've already clinched their division. Minnesota Vikings are 10-1. Just a real excellent job by the New Orleans Saints. Had they lost that game and Minnesota wins, they move into the #1 seed position.
Good point. Vikings tonight will play on Sunday Night Football in Arizona. 2nd down and 10. They've gone to the nickel in the secondary. St. Clair with the time to provide for the quarterback. Quinn after Harrison, chased by the linebacker Kevin Burnett, former Dallas Cowboy. It's a catch and run at 10. It's another 1st down. He's to the San Diego 43.
I think the Cleveland Browns are finding themselves a quarterback. Look at Brady Quinn looking downfield in the early check down. Don't hold on to it too long. Give your running back a chance to make that catch on the check down while in space. Harrison is good enough to make most linebackers miss in space, but that's only if you get him the ball soon enough.
1st down and 10. 34 defense by San Diego. Same what Cleveland plays. Moore is in the backfield. He's 6'6". On a couple of passes on that first drive from a 43. Harrison in the backfield. Gives a block. Nice catch by Moore. 4th of the day, upended by Gregory. And he's down to the 25. This is the first game this kid has played in the NFL. 18-yard catch. And Evan Moore, who was off the practice squad last night with a big play.
Pressure in the face of Quinn. Accurate throw to Moore, and this kid is catching everything thrown to him. Nearly had the big play on the sideline where he was just out of bounds, but every time they throw it to him, he hauls it in. I think Brady Quinn has found someone very special in this kid, Evan Moore.
2 catches of 18 yards, a catch of 10, a catch of 9 in his NFL debut from the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Harrison. Brought down as he submarines for a couple yards, and an avalanche of defenders bring him down there right in the middle, including Cooper. It's a gain of 2. Does you think it helps a quarterback when he sees him practice every day a 34 defense and sees a opposing 34 defense today? Quinn, of course, sees this every day in practice.
That's right. He's not surprised by the looks he's getting from the San Diego Chargers. How about this? All the other teams in the AFC North are also running a 3-4 defense.
That's a good point. 2nd down and 8. 4 in the secondary, the 4 linebackers. Quinn, good block by Royal. Gets the deck at about the 16-yard line. He's about a yard shy of the 1st. He picks up 7-8. It'll be 3rd down. And
we're seeing good decision-making by Brady Quinn. All of the outlet receivers were covered. See, quickly processes the information and turns it up and presses the line of scrimmage. He knows he can't go anywhere with the ball. Instead of just holding it and drifting toward the sideline, he gets vertical down the field, pressing the line of scrimmage to gain yards. His ability to have a good feel for what this defense is doing, I think, is at an all-time high today.
Well, the other thing is we know he can run. He had a 9-yard touchdown run last week, and he caught a pass last week.
He's making good plays with both his legs and his arm. More importantly, he's making better decisions from the neck up.
It's 3rd down and 1. And he tries to push the pile. He gets as far as the 15-yard line, and Sean Phillips was at the bottom of the pile along with Larry English, and we'll see just how close he is to the 1st.
And I know the San Diego Chargers are saying, okay, what do we got to do to pitch a 3 and out here? I think you got to cover Evan Moore, and they don't even know who Evan Moore is.
That's right.
And so they're figuring it out in this first half. I'm sure at halftime they're going to have to say, hey, this kid 89, he's catching all the balls from Brady Quinn, and they've got to do a better job of putting pressure and getting into the face of Brady Quinn. But Brady, his ability to move in the pocket, I think, is breaking down the Chargers defense.
You see some season red zone numbers right there for the Cleveland Browns. How about the Browns today on 3rd down?
Yeah, 4 of 5 on 3rd down. That's really operating at an all-time level. I think it's because of the play of their quarterback, Brady Quinn.
Haven't played the drive. They've gotten an 18-yard catch from Moore, a 12-yard catch and run by Harrison. There's always pressure on a winning team. There's no pressure on the Browns today.
Yeah, and the way their quarterback is playing, you can tell they're playing loose. It's playing like, hey, I don't have anything to play for. We're 1-10. What can we lose now? Let's go out and let it hang out.
And he's made no mistakes. You see right there, it's 1st down and 10 from the 15-yard line. Boyle, the tight end, is in motion. Dumps it off. Vickers. Flat, he was tripped up on the play after a catch and run of 5. He was hit by Kevin Ellison on the play. So we watch a little move right there by Brady Quinn with the pocket crumbling. He set 36 school records at Notre Dame, looking calm today.
And Eric Mangini said that he had talked this week to Brady Quinn. He told him, he said, hey, you know the offense. You know the answers to the questions. So just trust it and go out and do what you can do. And I think that's what we're seeing in this game. He's not afraid of committing errors. And I think he's letting the game come to him. And you can see he's got a great feel for it.
2nd down and 5. And Harrison once again going right into the teeth of that defense. Cooper, among others, making a stop on a gain of 2. Well, you said the word trust, and that's a hard thing sometimes for a quarterback to wrap his arms around.
I think there's a difference between confidence and conviction. Someone who's confident, maybe you can talk them out of what they think they know.
Like Rivers is confident.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if you have conviction, that means nobody can convince you that what you know is different. And so I think that's what he's gaining. The great quarterbacks have great conviction in what they're doing. And when they make the decision, they're willing to live with it. I think Brady Quinn has to get to that level.
They've gone to the nickel, have the San Diego Chargers. Spillman brought in 3rd down and 3. They got it. Stuckey. 1st down. He's down to the 2. Knocked up down there, as you can see on the play by Steve Gregory. Picks up 6 yards. 1st and goal for the Cleveland Browns.
Confidence and conviction is exactly what Brady Quinn has. He cut this one loose early. Now look at this. As soon as he hit the top of his drop, ball came out of his hand, allowing Stuckey to make the catch and then turn up the field. So it's going to be good. I just see this quarterback now playing at a much higher level than we've ever seen him play before.
The defensive line sees air, and they got Scott, and they've got Boone. It's 1st and goal at the 2. Fraley has come in as a tackle eligible. This is Harrison, who was in on the play. Nice tackle made by the rookie Kevin Ellison, and it's a loss of a yard. He's back to the 3-yard line.
I think Harrison should press the line of scrimmage. Tried to get to the edge a little bit too much, and you saw Quentin Jammer come shooting the gap and knocked him back even more. Watch number 23 come shooting that gap right there. See, right there. See, he's got to be able to cut it up before trying to get to the edge, because Jammer was unblocked. Give Jammer a lot of credit for pressing and getting into the backfield and making the tackle on Harris.
Over a year since the Cleveland Browns have had a rushing touchdown. 2nd down and goal at the 3. Quinn looking for more and covered by the linebacker Stephen Cooper.
Yeah, they haven't had those running backs rush for a touchdown. They've had a couple of quarterbacks lunge it in, but you're right. The lack of production by the running backs to be able to get the ball into the end zone. You can't put everything on your quarterbacks. Guys like Harrison has to be able to pound it in. Thought Quinn did a good job of getting rid of the ball there, not taking the loss and not trying to force the ball into covers. Live to fight another day. Now on 3rd and goal, let's see if they can dial up a play to get someone open for a touchdown.
So they got the 5 in the secondary again. From the 3, 3rd and goal. Quinn ran one in last week and hit. That's a fumble. And Cesare looked like he was going to reel it in. He has. And San Diego has stopped the Cleveland Browns, who have the 3rd fewest takeaways in the NFL and a ton of giveaways. And what about the San Diego Chargers, the 3rd fewest turnovers in the NFL? That is San Diego's 4th red zone takeaway this year.
Yeah, and 11 fumbles there for the Cleveland Browns.
There is a challenge by the Cleveland Browns that his arm was moving, and it was a pass and not a fumble. Let's watch it once again.
Sean Phillips coming back. Was the arm going forward?
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. 1st down, San Diego. Cleveland will be charged with their 2nd team timeout.
So the turnover right there by Brady Quinn and the Cleveland Browns. That is his 4th fumble of the season. 3rd time he has lost a fumble. And San Diego will take over with a 1st and 10. We've talked about field position. Last week against Kansas City, a couple times they began a drive inside the 10. They had to punt both times. Here they begin deep in their own zone at the 13.
Yeah, I think if you're the Cleveland Browns, you got to be thinking pitch a 3 and out, try to get the ball back with good field position.
Tomlinson is in the backfield, joined by Tolbert, who caught the 66-yard touchdown reception. And there is the run by Tomlinson right into the teeth of that defense. And an avalanche of brown jerseys get him. Trusnicker right there. Smith, Rubin, and Corey Williams, the ex-Green Bay Packer, comprise the 3 on the defensive line for the Cleveland Browns. 2nd down and 8 from the 15. Hunter Maliuna is in motion. Good block by Dielman. That's brought across the way by the 6'3 wide receiver, 6'5 wide receiver, Vincent Jackson. 13-yard pickup, his first catch today. Guarding him was right. It's a 1st down to the 28.
Vincent Jackson, an excellent ball player. Watch the comeback route. He'll throw that foot in the ground, stick it in, and come back to the ball. Drive your way back to the ball, make the catch inbounds. He really has improved as a wide receiver. Running the underneath routes. We know he can make the big plays down the field at 6'5". He can pluck the ball off the top of any defensive back.
And it's a 1st down now for Rivers. 5 in the secondary. And Tomlinson at his side. McNeil buying him some time at the left tackle. Here comes Rivers. Down he goes at the 32-yard line. Helping on the stop was Williams. He picks up 3 on the play. Knocked him down at about the 31-yard line.
All about coverage down the field.
This
is one of those coverage deals where the quarterback has nowhere to go with the ball. Phillip Rivers is not a runner, but he knows when the pocket is closing in on him. So as he starts to press the line of scrimmage to prevent the no gain or a negative play, he slides and saves himself.
A likable guy and a leader, and I guess it's always easier to follow a likable guy.
Oh, he is a likable guy, and I love sitting down talking with him. And he's an assertive leader that you can follow, and he will win ball games for you.
It is 2nd down and 7. Sproles is back there, gets the play. Vasquez out there leading the way, and finally brought down by the hard-charging Corey Williams. It's a catch and run of 10. He's got the first down, put him at about the 40-yard line.
Phillip Rivers doesn't waste any time. Look, it's a screen play. Soon as Sproles clears the offensive lineman, he dumps it off. And look, these guys can't get a hard hit on him. No one can get a solid hit on a little guy like Darren Sproles, and he moves the chains and picks up the first down.
You're a defensive back in the NFL. Where do you aim for a guy that small? I mean, how do you tackle?
You always have to aim, I think, for the midsection, because that's the area that doesn't move. You aim up top, the head fake will get you, and then he can pick his feet up and avoid you as well. You got to run through him, not to him.
Tomlinson back in, 1st down and 10. Going deep and looking for Floyd, who is jousting with Wright. There are no penalty flags on the field. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Malcolm Floyd, who's had 10 receptions over the last 3 games from Rivers.
Yeah, you got to get on top of the defensive back, and Floyd wasn't able to do it. You see the little hand bar by Eric Wright that's supposed to be outlawed, but you still have to try it. If you're up against a faster wide receiver, that little arm bar used by Eric Wright, I think that's what disallowed Floyd from getting over the top and getting a chance to catch the football.
Our communication in that secondary is so important, too. With all the new faces back there, it's got to be tough.
There are a lot of guys.
2nd down and 10. And the stop with Williams making the stop on a gain of about 4 for LaDainian Tomlinson.
You know, we talk about all the new guys coming on to the Cleveland Browns football team. Started off with 53. They've added 15 more new guys to this roster, almost 70 guys since the start of the regular season. And I think it was Joshua Cribbs says we don't even do introductions anymore. He said, are you a visitor or are you a player?
Yeah.
Are you just a guy who's coming through, or are you going to stick and stay and make plays for us?
They got 6 in the secondary. Furry is back there, the wide receiver / safety. 3rd down and 5. Sproles in the backfield. There's the hit by Ridley, and down goes Rivers at the 37-yard line. That's the first sack the offensive line has given up in over 2 games. It's a loss of 9. They're back to the 37. They got to punt the ball.
Wembley's going to come around. He starts on the edge and then finds his way through the middle. And I think if you're going to get pressure on Phillip Rivers, it has to be coming up the middle. He's not bothered by pressure off the corners because he's so good at stepping up in the pocket. There's nowhere to step up if the pressure is coming up in his face.
Cyphers to punt. They got Cribbs back there, the 3rd-ranked NFL return man. Oh, he's drilled. What a shot on a 49-yard punt. Browns have had some long drives today, Solomon. 10 plays, 7 plays, and 16 plays the last time.
Yeah, you have to be able to convert it and put some points on the board. But the fact is, this offense is showing some ability against a pretty good San Diego Chargers defense.
Jennings in the backfield on 1st down and 10 from the 13-yard line. 4th possession for Cleveland. Punt moments ago by San Diego. Jennings just by Cooper. And belted on the near side by Gregory. It's a run of 9 yards by Jennings. They're going to spot him at the 22.
Look at the hit by, of course, this is going to be Spellman coming down. Joshua Cribbs. Can you feel it? And we always say you run through the man, not to the man. Spellman knows exactly what I'm talking about.
He's been in the nickel. He's been active most of the season, including the last 2 weeks. He has not even played for the San Diego Chargers, but playing today. We're at the 2-minute warning. You see the surprising offensive number of the Cleveland Browns. By the way, that fumble took place at the San Diego 8.
Yeah, 33 plays reeled off in 3 possessions, but they missed on opportunities. The missed field goal and then the fumble. But that's an average of 11 plays per possession, so that's pretty good for the Browns.
2nd down and 1. And the tackle was made on Jennings by Kevin Ellison. It's a gain of 4 on the play and up to the 26, and they get the first down. Nwabo now playing that nose tackle, as the Browns will see a nickel in the secondary. Spillman back in there as the 5th defensive back.
Now let's get an evaluation of Brady Quinn in the 2-minute offense, see if they can pick up the timing and tempo and how he manages the clock.
1st down and 10. St. Clair buying him some time at that right tackle. That's throwing back at the crossing receiver Massaquoi. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. So I think you and I are about as surprised as anybody the way the Browns have come out offensively, at least in this first half.
Yeah, we showed you the numbers. Been very productive against a really good San Diego Chargers defense that's used to taking the ball away. Eric Mangini talking to his quarterback Brady Quinn this week and told him, hey, relax and go out and play, and he's done just that.
218 yards.
He's looking really good.
It's 2nd down and 10. Jennings again. This play right there by Cooper. Got him up high, brought him down. No gain on the play. It's interesting about this defense. We talk about everything they've got, but I go back on the theme where veterans have been knocked out, whether it be Jamal Williams or Merriman or whoever it might be. Other guys have filled in, so they're getting help from a lot of different parts of this San Diego team.
Their general manager, A.J. Smith, I think is one of the better talent evaluators in the National Football League. Whether it's on offense or defense, he's always been able to replenish the roster and bring in young talent. I think that's the reason why they've won 6 straight games.
5 in the secondary. Quinn studies that. See the play clock down to 4. 3rd down and 10. That's low and uncatchable as they were going for more. And a flag is thrown. They had Quentin Jammer on him, or at least he was in the vicinity of where they had the star of the offense so far. There's Evan Moore out of Stanford. Signed off the practice squad over the last 36 hours. Waived by Green Bay about a month ago.
Pass interference, 89. Offense, penalties decline. 4th down.
And they got to punt the ball for the first time today.
They are not good use, I think, of the time there in the 2-minute situation by the Cleveland Browns on offense. They threw it twice for incompletions. They ran it once. And I thought they could have really had a better play selection, and I don't think they picked up the tempo enough to really try to take it to the Chargers.
5 plays punt for the Cleveland Browns. Here is Reggie Hodges to punt. Zastadil, the normal punter, is out with an injury, gone for the season. Deep back is Sproles. Landing at the 35. Costanzo's right by the ball. Hangs on a 4-5. They tell you that 4-5 is where they want it. Did it touch a Charger? Was it recovered by the Browns? They think it was. We've had 1 turnover. It's been by Cleveland to San Diego. And Sorensen in there along with some Chargers. Kasim Osgood in particular.
There was a Charger who did touch the ball.
Yeah.
However, if a Cleveland Brown player touched the ball, and they're going to say that it is the Cleveland Browns ball. I did see a Charger there down there fumbling around with the ball. But the rule states that if the kicking team touches the ball and then walk away, then the offensive guy can try to touch it. You can see Sproles telling everyone to get away from it. Well, Kevin, we're going to take a look at the change of possession. Now, watch 26, Abram Elam. If the official rule that it touched his foot first, that is the Cleveland Brown defender there, which I believe it did, and then it touched C.J. Spillman, the Chargers player, the ball ultimately ends up in the hands of the Cleveland Brown. But the rule states that if the Browns touch it first, a Charger can then attempt to try to recover the ball. And even if he doesn't get it after touching it, the ball will go to the Chargers. Only if they rule that Abram Elam, the Cleveland Brown player, touched the ball first.
Clearly he did.
After reviewing the play, the ball touched number 26 of Cleveland's foot. So we have illegal touching by the team. So that will give the ball to San Diego, 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
The right call. And we'll see Phillip Rivers here with 34 seconds on the first half clock with which to work.
Yeah, I thought this ball would go back to the Chargers because 26 Abram Elam, as we showed you, the ball touched him first. And so now what that creates, it's not a dead ball. The ball's still live, but even if a Charger player touch it, he doesn't have to get full recovery of it, and the ball would still go to them. So it was ruled an illegal touch by the Cleveland Browns. That's why the ball is going to be awarded to the San Diego Chargers.
All right, the Chargers have 3 timeouts. There are 7, count them, 7 defensive backs out there for Rob Ryan's defense of Cleveland. Here's Rivers on 1st down and 10 as he sends out Sproles and dumps it off to Gates, who dances with Bowens and has the first down and is drilled by Mayava. He runs the ball to the 44. They burn their first timeout. 14-yard pickup. 44-yard line is where it is.
If Gates was dancing with Bowen, he lost a partner. Because right here, watch how he makes that one move. And all so often, Gates can lose a defender in space. And we talked to David Bowen, said, hey, are you going to be locked up with Antonio Gates? He says, yeah, I'm going to cover him. I'm going to do my best. He says, it's like playing basketball. And that time, Gates got away and could have had a slam dunk.
You can see what San Diego has done with not a lot of time remaining in the first half. This season began 2-3 for the San Diego Chargers. They had some run game struggles. They've lost their center early in the season, Hardwick, who took some snaps, by the way, in practice this week, but was inactive today by North Turner. Haven't they rebounded well?
I think North Turner has provided the leadership where this team did not panic in those first 5 games. That's why they've gone on a run of 6 straight wins.
6 in the secondary now. They put somebody else in there on the line. It's 1st down and 10 for Rivers, who looks for Manu Maliuna, and the coverage by Maiava. I'm saying that fast 3 times. It's incomplete. As Philip Rivers, who comes into today, is the 5th-ranked quarterback in the NFL, number 6 in passing yards. He's thrown his 20th touchdown pass of the season today, and a comparison of our quarterbacks and running backs.
Yeah, the quarterbacks playing very well. The running backs pitching in when they can, and the wide receivers. Massaquoi making a catch for a touchdown, and then Antonio Gates doing his usual thing. But the play of Rivers and, of course, Brady Quinn, I think that's the story so far in today's game.
Tomlinson is in, 2nd down and 10. Nene is in motion, 6 in the secondary. Nene, he was a college quarterback, folks, and he can throw the ball, and he's got Tomlinson at the 45 and knocked out of bounds by Wright at the 35-yard line. Legadou Nene, who was a quarterback at Boise State when he was first on that campus and switched over to wide receiver later on.
Yeah, the key is to watch LaDainian Tomlinson, who drifts wide open. And if Wright doesn't get there, then it's going to be a touchdown for Tomlinson. I think Tomlinson did the right thing, making sure he went out of bounds and not losing any time off the clock. Had he tried to make a move on Wright and then was tackled in bounds, they could have been in trouble.
Kading's longest this year has been 55. You take a look at our target line, his career long 57, but this year 55 has been his long. Sproles in the backfield, 1st down and 10. McNeil with a good block, buys time for Rivers, going deep for Jackson, and covered by another wide receiver playing safety, Mike Furry. Furry was a starting safety for the St. Louis Rams, a converted wide receiver. That time he was stride for stride with the always tough Antonio Gates. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what quarterbacks want is the one-on-one matchup, and I think he had a better matchup here. That's Malcolm Floyd matched up against Eric Wright, and Philip Rivers never looked to that side. See, right now, he's open. Is he not open for a touchdown? I believe so. He's on top of the defense. Instead, went to the left side over to Vincent Jackson. You got to find the one-on-one matchup, and that's where the quarterback always wants to take his best shot.
Look at one guy is going to rush. 10 are back in coverage. 2nd down and 10. And a timeout was taken by Cleveland, and now they're out of timeout. 6 seconds remaining. Kading gets ready to perhaps try a field goal. Give us your thoughts on the first half here in Cleveland this afternoon.
Well, Cleveland, you got to give them a lot of credit. Coming out, playing very aggressive and very efficient on offense. I think if you're Eric Mangini, is going to say, hey, guys, we can have a lead here if we don't squander opportunities with a missed field goal and then the fumble inside the red zone where they could have had more points. But overall, you got to be proud of the way his quarterback, Brady Quinn, has played. Defensively, I think they've done an average job. They can play better. Got to get more pressure on Philip Rivers.
Well, they've got 8 back in coverage. 2nd down and 10 for Rivers. And that is caught and out of bounds. He stops the clock with 2 seconds. That's Malcolm Floyd, who beats right on the near side, picks up 11 yards, and makes things a lot easy coming up for Nate Kading.
A dangerous throw. Floyd makes the catch. But watch the decision made here. Do you keep running up the field where he could have scored a touchdown, or do you go out of bounds immediately to preserve the 2 seconds and set up for the field goal? I thought it was a good decision.
Well, what could have been a 53-yard field goal had they missed that completion is now a 42-yard attempt by Kading, who has made 11 consecutive field goals and make it 12 in a row by Kading, the number 2 scorer in the NFL.
They're moving the ball well here in the second half. Continue to move it, but then you've got to turn those possessions into points.
And here comes Dawson, who missed a field goal of his own for 43 yards in that first half. And this is Sproles taking it for the San Diego Chargers. Costanzo's got a beat on him, and they bring him down at about the 15-yard line. Also in there, Mike Adams, an 11-yard return. And Rivers and his team begin at 1st down and 10. And a look at the quarterback comparison today. Rivers, the Pro Bowler, and Quinn.
Both guys throwing a touchdown pass, quarterback rating in the 100s, but you don't see there is the turnover by Brady Quinn, not sensing the pressure closing in on him, and the fumble inside of the red zone would have been good for at least a field goal, another 3 points. But really both quarterbacks moving the ball very well, very efficient, and making good decisions with the ball.
Tomlinson in the backfield for quarterback Phillip Rivers from his 15-yard line, 1st and 10. That's Gates on the move. Being chased by Roth. He throws it away looking for Tomlinson. It'll be 2nd down and 10. The string that the quarterback Rivers has been on has really been fun to watch, beginning when they were 4-8 a season ago.
A high percentage of down throwing a touchdown pass in this game. That gives him 9 straight games where he's thrown a touchdown pass. So he knows where his weapons are on the field, and he's going to get the ball out quickly. Doesn't have the best throwing motion. A lot of people talk about his throwing motion, but boy, he completes a high percentage of his passes, and he gets the ball out very quickly.
Nickel secondary, and 2nd down and 10 now for Rivers. And LaDainian Tomlinson trying to find some room out to about the 18-yard line. He picks up 3, and he's won 3 straight division titles. 2 in the AFC West. 3rd down and 7. The nickel stays. The extra receivers. Sproles at his side. Going deep and finding Gates. What a catch. Hit by Furry. Brought down 46-yard line. Antonio Gates, one of the best in the business. A 36-yard double team catch. 1st and 10, San Diego at the 46.
I don't care how the ball comes out. Watch this throw by Phillip Rivers, putting the ball between 2 defenders right on his guy, where Antonio Gates can come down with it. He's a former basketball player at Kent State, shows his ability as a power forward to come down with the rebound, getting down the field and catching the ball over 2 defenders, makes it look easy.
Took the Golden Flashes to the Elite 8, undrafted by San Diego. 1st down and 10. And this is Tomlinson, who finds about 2 on the play. Hit by Roth. And with that run right there, LaDainian Tomlinson, as we're early in this 3rd quarter, number 9.
Passes Marshall Faulk to become 9th on the all-time rushing list. And look at the name in front of him. Jim Brown only needs a few more yards to pass Jim Brown and move into 8th place, as we see the legendary Hall of Famer Jim Brown. And to be able to do that here against the Cleveland Browns with Jim Brown present, would that be something special?
4 in the secondary, and 2nd down and 8. And this is Tomlinson, who got tripped up and fumbled the ball. And on the gain of 6, which was to the 39, they do say he was down as he was trying to find his way in there. Robert Smith at the bottom of the pile. What is interesting about Tomlinson, we just showed the picture of
Jim Brown,
the people that he was around, and the live picture of Jim Brown. The great Jim Brown. Yeah, he was down easily. The old Cleveland Municipal Stadium was on this very site.
Here.
So on the field that he had all those great runs in his Hall of Fame career would be the same place where Tomlinson could pass him for number 8.
What did he tell us about Jim Brown? He said, first of all, he's very intimidating. He said, but Jim Brown compares everyone to himself in terms of how tough you are.
3rd and 2 into the nickel. And the catch made by Gates. The tackle was made by Cam Wimbley, who's got a sack today. And he's down to the 34-yard line. For a couple of those years, you're exactly right. Sproles and Hester in the backfield, and Hester leads the way for Sproles. He's brought down deep in that defense. Robert Smith getting up, and it's a gain of 3. He's down to the 31-yard line as you take a look at Norv Turner. He learned from Ernie Zampese and continues that history of passing. You take a guy like Tomlinson, and I think Jim Brown has great respect for LaDainian Tomlinson.
Well, you know, Tomlinson, not only is he trying to pass Jim Brown, you know, he did pass Marshall Faulk, and he told us that he learned a lot from Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk was the guy that taught him to be a smart ball player, to know where trouble is coming from, how to really understand how to help in pass protection and pick up the unblocked defender. All those things, being smart about the game, is what he picked up from Marshall.
2nd and 7, setting up the screenplay. Here is Sproles. He got a block from Dielman. Ahead of him now, he's got Vasquez. He has a block from Vincent Jackson. He'll slice in for the touchdown. A 31-yard catch and run for the TD by Darren Sproles, the 3rd receiving touchdown of the season.
This is sort of like the play earlier to Tolbert. It's just Darren Sproles, the 2nd time around. They don't play it any better. And Sproles is a much more difficult guy to tackle in the open field. Certainly harder to catch. He takes it in for a touchdown, the same as Mike Tolbert did in the 1st half.
There is a down Cleveland Brown, and that is Robert Smith at the 31. The extra point is in waiting. 10.5 to play in the 3rd. Another touchdown pass for Phillip Rivers. Robert Smith walked off the field under his own power. They've already lost C.J. Mosley on the defensive line. Coleman not playing today because he's injured. They lost Rodgers last week with a season-ending ankle injury. Sproles moments ago, a 31-yard catch and run for the touchdown. And the Chargers pulling away. Kading's extra point makes it 20-7. Cleveland all dressed up in this holiday season. 10:30 in the third. Phillip Rivers' second touchdown pass today. 20 unanswered points engineered by this offense, and they are on top now 20-7. Rivers looking very sharp on that drive, and he's had a terrific game so far. And as Solomon told you early, 9th consecutive game that he has thrown a touchdown pass. This is the kickoff to Cribbs from Kading at about the 16-yard line. And brought down by Burnett. 21-yard return.
Let's see if Brady Quinn can regain the form that we saw in that first possession in the first half, where he had excellent timing and rhythm in the offense, and they were able to gash this San Diego Chargers defense.
He's got Harrison in the backfield on 1st and 10. Good block by Mack, the rookie center. That's dropped outside. This team drops about as many balls as anybody. That was the fullback, Lawrence Vickers, who couldn't find the handle right there. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. One of the things that the quarterbacks and Eric Mangini have had to deal with are young receivers. They don't have that real veteran presence at that position.
A lot of young guys. Mohamed Massaquoi, as well as Brian Robisky, Chancey Stuckey, who they traded for. You expect him to be able to come in and make some plays. And, you know, the tight end, the young kid, has been able to make some plays. Evan Moore in the first half. Scott
Boone's, he's there on the defensive line of San Diego. 2nd down and 10 for Quinn. There are 4 in the secondary. Harrison. And he doesn't find a whole lot right there. Looked like Ian Scott, the former Chicago Bear, who started in the Super Bowl for the Bears a couple years ago. And a gain of 5 to the 41. Scott makes the stop. They only had 2 active running backs today, too. We mentioned before they had lost Jamal Lewis last week in Cincinnati. So they have this guy, and a guy that was cut from the CFL back in August.
It'd go a long way into helping, I think, the overall play of the offense, the overall play of their quarterback, Brady Quinn, to get production out of their running game. We already said none of the running backs have scored a rushing touchdown so far this season.
They go to the nickel on 3rd down and 5. Spillman has come in. Paul Oliver has come in. That was deflected. Going for Massaquoi. C.J. Spillman, another rookie, was defending. There is no yellow on the field. The pressure was there. Boone coming up the middle. They got a punt.
You know, the fans were calling for pass interference. You can't call pass interference because the ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage. As you can see, watch this ball coming off the hand. Right there, it's tipped. Now you can hit the receiver even before the ball arrives. I think Spillman did a wonderful job of hitting the receiver, trying to grab at him because that ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Hodges will punt. And Sproles is deep back. Very little wind to deal with here in Cleveland Brown Stadium. Nice tackle by Cribbs, who is the leading special teams tackler. 3 and out for the Cleveland Browns. The punt takes the San Diego Chargers to the 17-yard line. Mono Maliuna in motion. 1st down and 10 yards to go with LaDainian Tomlinson in the backfield. And the call. Getting a lead block right there from the new right tackle, John Runyon, who just came in the game. We'll tell you that story in a second. A loss of 1 on the play.
Some of the news from around the National Football League today.
It's 2nd down and 11. Another block by Runyon. Here's the chasing Robert Smith after the quarterback, who finds Gates downfield. They beat Abram Elam. Rivers gets that away with the pressure hot on his heels. Elam is burned. It's a reception of 56 yards. Gates caught one for 36 yards on the last possession.
I am so impressed with the throw, even more impressed with the catch. And then Gates just lulls him asleep. Now watch how he finds the ball. We call this high point the football. You get to the highest point, you go up for it, and that's just a big rebound by the power forward, or tight end in this case, Antonio Gates. His ability to play the ball at the high point, I think, is simply phenomenal.
Runyon is out. Dombrowski is back in. 1st and 10, and this is LaDainian Tomlinson. Hit on the play by Roth, among others, on a gain of 2. He's down to the 26-yard line. Gates having this incredible season, on pace for a career year. number 3 among tight ends coming into today in receptions. He was number 2 among tight ends in receiving yards. Look at the yards per completion in this game. A big 56-yarder moments ago to Gates.
They have 4 players on this offense who average in double digits in terms of yards per catch. And Antonio Gates obviously is one of them. So are the 2 starting receivers and Darren Sproles to add to the mix. So all of these guys are capable and are used to making big plays.
Gates has 149 career-high yards catching today. First and make it 2nd down and 8. There's a quick throw downfield.
You might want to cover the tight end.
That's Gates, and he picks up 18 right there. They get it 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
If I'm the Cleveland Browns, cover 85. You saw it last week in an easy win where he had 7 catches for 2 touchdowns against the Kansas City Chiefs. So you see it on the game tape. You see it coming into this game. You might want to cover him and use some double coverage to take him out of the game, because right now Phillip Rivers is just shredding this defense. A career high now for Antonio Gates in this game.
Adams and Wimblett were covering on the play. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. The fake to Tomlinson. Maliuna with a nice block across the way, and that goes off to Malcolm Floyd. Floyd will pick up on the play about 4. Adams there with the stop defensively.
The more difficult passes to complete for a higher percentage are those on the perimeter to the wide receivers. You allow them to throw it to the tight end. Those are usually easier throws for any quarterback. Phillip Rivers, who is very accurate with the ball, very quick in terms of getting the ball out, he's going to cut you to shreds if you don't cover the tight end. And so now you take the tight end away, you force him to go to outside, where he's real good completing passes out there, but you stand a better chance making him go outside of the numbers to complete passes.
Gates is on the doorstep of another 1,000-yard receiving season. 67 catches on the season. 994 for the year. 2nd down and goal at the 4. They've got Tomlinson in the backfield. The lead block. He goes in on the back of Vasquez. That's a 4-yard touchdown run. Number 150 in his career. He is the fastest to get to that touchdown total of 150 in the history of the National Football League.
And 137 games. And he learned a lot from Marcus Allen, but he's bringing a lot to the table himself.
And he was led there by the rookie right guard Vasquez. There's the extra point by Nate Kading. There's so many impressive things about LaDainian Tomlinson. What strikes you as the thing that you can hang your hat on when you talk about this great player?
I think, first of all, he's always been a team player. And then his ability to not only run the ball, but his ability to catch it out of the backfield. And no matter what he's doing with it, he's finding his way into the end zone. So his ability to be a game breaker and put points on the board, he's always been a magnificent player for the Chargers organization.
Former MVP back in 06, 30-year-old LaDainian Tomlinson, a 4-yard touchdown run moments ago. Here comes Cribbs, and he is electrifying, and the tackle was made from behind by the rookie Larry English out of Northern Illinois, a 1st-round pick. That's a 42-yard return. Jennings in the backfield. Here is a 1st and 10 now for Brady Quinn at the 47-yard line of San Diego. He has missed his last 5 pass attempts, and Jennings with a royal tight end block. And Dobbins over there with the first hit, and then Cooper finishes him off. Close to a 1st down, gain of about 9 on the play for Chris Jennings out of Arizona, undrafted.
Well, their ability to run the ball, you have to be able to do that and then run it with power. How about this? Jennings finding the edge, getting outside. Something is not easily done when you're facing a 3-4 defense like the San Diego Chargers. Those linebackers are set to the outside. Brian Daboll, the offense coordinator for the Cleveland Browns, trying to dial up anything that will help Brady Quinn put the ball into the end zone.
4 in the secondary, 2nd down and 1. And Quinn. Thomas providing time with the block at the left tackle. Then the guy came all the way around. How about that with a great sack by Marcus Harris. With Merriman out, they brought him back after being let go by San Francisco.
He goes up the field, but then watch how he comes back. He doesn't give up on the play, and this is something Brady Quinn did not do in the first half. He had a better sense of timing of when to get the ball out. On his fumble in the 2nd quarter of the game, I thought he held on to it too long, nearly fumbled it there by holding on to the ball too long. Have a better sense of timing and the clock in his head of when to get rid of it.
Harrison comes back into the backfield, 3rd down and 5. They've got 5 in the San Diego defensive secondary. They need the 37. Rush again up the middle. That overshoots the running back coming out of the backfield. That's Jerome Harrison. And they're going to punt the ball.
Yeah, pressure in the face of the quarterback. Watch how he drifts and throws it off his back leg. So you throw it off the back leg, accuracy is going to be a problem. For most quarterbacks, when you throw it off your back leg, it's very hard to keep the ball on line. As quarterbacks are able to step up in the pocket, they have a greater sense of accuracy.
So they can't cash in on the 42-yard punt return by Cribbs. That punt, the kickoff return. And here is the ensuing punt now by Reggie Hodgins. Perhaps a delay of game. Let's see. False start.
False start. 64. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
That's a long snapper. Punt beyond.
Cleveland Browns have come into this game one of the fewest penalized teams in the NFL.
Only 5 a game.
Yeah, and today it's not been the case. They've made a number of mistakes.
And no penalties for the San Diego Chargers. Hodges again. He's out of Ball State. Played for St. Louis, Philadelphia, the Jets, and Tennessee. Tennessee this season. And they can't keep it in. So it ricochets into the end zone, 47-yard punt. As we take a look at some of the numbers, not only here, but around the National Football League. So with Tomlinson in the backfield after he scored the 4-yard touchdown run the last time the Chargers had it, 1st down and 10 on the touchback to the 20-yard line. Dealman made a block, tackle made by Elam. Tomlinson picks up 2, and he's to the 22-yard line as you continue to look at fantasy leaders, receivers here. Welker with the 10 receptions. It was about a year ago when they were 4-8 that San Diego turned the corner, and they went on to win the last 4, win the division. As you take a look at Jim Brown, since that time, Phillip Rivers has thrown 32 touchdown passes and 7 interceptions.
I told you, I think he's playing as well as any quarterback in the National Football League. That includes the Peyton Mannings, the Brett Favres, and the guys like Drew Brees.
2nd and 8. And he's going deep, looking for Jackson. Flag is thrown. Adams was covering. Incomplete at about the 50-yard line on the near side. Adams seems to think that Jackson will draw the yellow.
Someone's using their hands.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact. 20. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Adams 5'11", and Jackson at 6'5".
And Adams is normally a safety, moving to the cornerback position oftentimes, and you can see right there, matched up. I didn't see the contact there. It must have occurred a lot sooner.
Jackson with that kind of size, he can do some special things, Kenny, and he still doesn't lose any speed because of his size.
Well, he's a former basketball player too, so his ability to high point the ball at 6'5", he can go up for it and pluck the ball off the head of any defensive back as well.
So they got a 1st and 10, and here comes Tomlinson. Robert Smith, who was injured earlier, back in the game, and a gain of 2 right there. They'll spot him at the 28-yard line. 2nd down and 8. That one game at a time mantra that Marty Schottenheimer stressed carried over to this regime, and the players have bought in.
Oh, absolutely. They've bought in, and, you know, tremendous leadership by their head coach and the players. This is a veteran football team, even though I think they're very young.
Sproles on 2nd down and 8. And Trusnick had a hand on him, slowed him down. Gain about 7 or 8 on the play out to the 37. And I say that because next week they've got Dallas. And then after that they've got the Cincinnati Bengals. And then after that Tennessee.
And what did Norv Turner tell us? He was like, we're not focusing on all the big picture things that we stand the game. He said, hey, first we just got to win a game. Then we got to win a division. And then once we get to the playoffs, we'll recalibrate. And he said, but this is a young team that have been there before. It's a very experienced bunch, and boy, they're playing like it.
And 1st and 10 with Sproles. Vasquez a block and brought down after a gain on the play of about 6 yards. And he's to the 43-yard line and hit by Elam along with Poteet. And you take a look at what they're doing right now, and they're peaking at the right time for a 2nd consecutive season.
Well, they are, and I think the key is keeping LaDainian Tomlinson healthy. He's back in the game right now. He only needs 14 yards to pass Jim Brown and become 8th on the all-time rushing list. And I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to win this ball game, but they're trying to take care of LT. They know it would be a special thing to do playing here in Cleveland.
2nd down and 3 as he Rivers rearranges Manu Maliuna. And Rivers Floyd. Hit by Adams, bounces back up, and then drilled on the play by Ataba Rubin, who's the nose tackle. 15-yard pickup and a first down. We're going to spot him at the 41-yard line.
You love the accuracy by Phillip Rivers. He knows how to put the ball on his man, giving him a chance to do something after the catch. And Floyd, just look at him, tight roping that sideline, refusing to go down, breaking the tackle of Mike Adams. See a little push off with the arm, doesn't use the hands, use the forearm. That's the move of a veteran. And then look at big, but still nifty enough to make guys miss.
And so we find an accurate passing day by Phillip Rivers, 15 of 22 for over 300 yards, 317 to be exact. He's hit 7 consecutive wide receivers and running backs. Tomlinson is on his way maybe to passing Jim Brown in the fourth quarter. It'll be 2nd and 4 when we go to the fourth. So a lot to look forward to in what might be the 7th consecutive win for the San Diego Chargers.
Oh, they're putting it up and got good numbers, good weapons on the offense, virtually unstoppable.
8-3 San Diego and 1-10 Cleveland. Browns have lost 6 straight. The Chargers have won 6 straight. LaDainian Tomlinson, though, now in the spotlight.
Oh, absolutely. They're doing the right thing, giving him an opportunity for greatness.
2nd down and 4, and belted right there by Mike Adams. And a loss of a yard on the play, and it's back to the 36-yard line.
I think the Cleveland Browns defense knows that this is an opportunity as well. So they're blitzing the corner. This is a cat blitz, a corner blitz. Adams slashing in off the corner. He's unaccounted for in the blocking scheme, able to come in and make the tackle on LaDainian Tomlinson.
Look at Jim Brown, who is involved on an everyday basis with this Cleveland Browns organization. Sproles is in, 3rd down and 5. They got 5 in the secondary, make it 6 in the secondary for the Cleveland Browns. Rivers has had a spectacular 317-yard passing day. It's some help from McNeil, his left tackle. It's Sproles. And as he weaves his way, Adams finally brings him down, close to a first down. He's at the 31. He picks up 5. How do you take a look at the East?
Hey, huge game for the Dallas Cowboys. They're in control of the NFC East, and this would be their 2nd win over the Giants. So, you know, Philly's not going away, so this one can go down to the wire.
Got a measurement coming up. You know, we've talked so much about Tomlinson. Of course, Rivers has been very much a part of this game for San Diego. A lot of times he is left out of the national conversation. It's about Breeze. It's about Manning. It's about Brady. It's about Favre. His numbers are right there with the best of the best in the league.
Absolutely. I mean, in terms of his ability to move the chains, big plays in the offense, very prolific. You're talking about a football team that has the 30th ranked rushing offense. So it really is squarely on the shoulders of the quarterback. It's his 4th 300-yard game of the season. And so clearly he's the engine that's driving this football team. And as well as he has played over this 6-game win streak, we talked about 9 consecutive games of throwing a touchdown pass. They have not run the ball in a wonderful, overwhelming manner. So it really has been about Phillip Rivers. More importantly than the big numbers, he hasn't turned it over.
Played for his dad in high school in Alabama, high school player of the year in that state. Went to North Carolina State, set all kinds of records with the Wolfpack. Of course, an early draft pick. He and Eli Manning were traded for one another. And after being the Senior Bowl MVP, he has proven all the people right that he was the guy. With Tomlinson in, 3rd and inches, and it goes to Hester. Like at 4th and inches, it goes to Jacob Hester. And the fullback out of LSU trying to work in there. Robert Smith, along with Roth, were the ones to stop him. Look at Jacob Hester. He was part of that national championship team at LSU a couple years ago on that 4th and inches.
Probably need a measurement. This one's going to be very close.
But, you know, we were talking before about the leadership of Rivers. I think when you're the son of a coach, I think that puts you in a completely different category. You're exposed to things that a lot of kids aren't exposed
There's
to.
no doubt from the time you leave practice, you know, it all continues for you. All the other kids go home and get to be a kid again, do other things. If you're the son of a coach, as Phillip Rivers was, you're still talking football in the car on the way home. You get home, you're watching game tape, and the classroom continues to be open to the son of a coach.
They didn't get it. The defense holds. First Wildcat right here. Cribbs will be flanked by a running back and a fullback. It's 1st and 10 as they get it on downs. Vickers will lead the way. They get by Cooper. They get by Seiler. Gets a block from Massaquan. There he goes. Knocked out of bounds on the play by Kevin Ellison. A sprint for the former quarterback at Kent State of 31 yards and a first down. He'll be at the 38.
After struggling, the Wildcat can become their offensive stimulus package. If you're struggling and you can't run the ball, you go to the Wildcat and Joshua Cribbs. That'll help push the numbers northward. He told us when we talked to him on Friday, he loves the Wildcat, loves the creativity. He did play quarterback in college, but hey, you put him in the Wildcat in that backfield, he can break tackles and pick up numbers.
We have an injury timeout and 13:37 to play in the fourth. First down and 10 from the 37. The Wildcat once again. He got 31 yards the last time. And here he is brought down nicely on the play by Phillips. No gain on the play. That's a beauty.
Wow, that is a beauty. How about that? The big man rumbling for over 70 yards.
Second down 11 in the Wildcat once again. The pitch out goes to Chancey Stuckey, who's pushed out of bounds by Antoine Casey. On that second down and 11, it's a gain of 6. He's to the 32-yard line. You've looked a lot at the Wildcat this year, which every team now seems to have a sliver of. What do you think of it and how it's been used?
I think it's real good. And you can look at Quentin Jammer. He's not in the game. But the Wildcat it's a stimulus package in terms of your ability to run it. You can't run it in a conventional sense. Maybe if you could do it in other ways by giving the defense a different look and establishing the critical numbers you need in the box, you can break some long runs.
Just saw Jammer. He was the injured player. Kaysen came in his place. Third down and 5. Wildcat again. They had spread the wide receiver Quinn to one side, and reading it once again beautifully is Sean Phillips, allowing just a gain of 2 to about the 31-yard line.
You know what, whether it's the Wildcat or whether it's your conventional offense, there are some fundamentals about football that are always in play on every single snap. You got to block the guys at the line of scrimmage. And on the last 2 plays, they didn't block anyone, and that's why they were tackled without any gains.
5 in the secondary now for the San Diego Chargers on 4th and 3 from the San Diego 31. Quinn back there and Harrison at his side. And that little covey of receivers there. They got Cribbs and Stuckey is in motion. They bring the blitz. They got a block on Phillips. Great looking catch by Cribbs. First down. Burnett makes the grab. It's a 6-yard pickup on 4th and 3. Back to 4 in the secondary for San Diego. 25. It is first down and 10. And Quinn remains the QB. And that was batted down. Beautiful play by Seiler. Jumping right in front of the tight end, Evan Moore. Well, if nothing else, as you take a look at Phillip Rivers, they may have discovered something in Evan Moore, the tight end.
Oh, absolutely. He's a player that they said made a lot of plays in practice. It carried over into this game today.
7th play of the drive, the big play, Cribbs on a run out of the Wildcat of 31 yards. 2nd and 10. Here comes the rush from Scott. And the catch made in front of Kaysen. Grabbed by Stuckey. Was he there for the first down? Shy by a yard. He picks up 9. Kaysen with the grab, the former first-round pick out of Arizona.
Watch the pressure in the face. And then it's the mobility by Quinn, allowing him to roll to his right, buying more time, finding a window to get the ball out of his hands over to his receiver for a completion. You got to like the mobility of Quinn and then maintaining accuracy throwing the football.
He began the broadcast tonight saying, would Quinn be the future quarterback today and the rest of the season?
I think so far today, the audition has gone very well.
3rd down and 1. And fires one right in there. Kaysen was defending. And Stuckey again grabs it. Stuckey came over in the Braylon Edwards trade with the New York Jets back in October. Picks up 7 right there. They're going to spot him at the 8.
And he was slow to not only grasp the offense, but really to bond with the quarterbacks. Talking about getting bonded.
Yeah, he did.
He was stamped on that hit.
By Gregory and Kaysen both. First down and goal to go at the 8. Harrison at his side. 2 tight ends. Harrison dancing his way close, hit by Cooper. Touchdown, they rule. A touchdown pass for the 2nd time today by quarterback Brady Quinn of 8 yards.
But see right there, he had extended beyond the goal line. The ball hit the ground, then came out. But by the time it hit the ground, it had to be ruled a touchdown.
Harrison's first touchdown of the season, running or receiving. 8-yard catch. Quinn has thrown 2 touchdown passes. Rivers has thrown Touchdown passes today. 2 of them. And now the subsequent kickoff by Phil Dawson. Little chipper. Sproles got it as he flew out of bounds at about the 19-yard line on a bump. The significance of this is, as they now award it the 19-yard line, if he doesn't touch the ball, he should be at the 40-yard line because the kickoff would have been out of bounds.
Got to play it better than that.
Tomlinson is in the backfield. The offset eye from the 19, 1st and 10. Needs 9 yards to pass Jim Brown, and does right there. He's tackled by Poteet, picks up 11. And the great Jim Brown has just been passed by LaDainian Tomlinson, who carries it 11 yards. And look at, he's looking up to the booth and saluting Jim Brown. We asked him last night if he would look up to his suite, and he just did. Not much reaction from Brown.
Well, you know, you have to first ask yourself, is Jim Brown aware of the significance of that carry? Because if he was, I'm sure he would acknowledge LaDainian Tomlinson in the same way that LaDainian Tomlinson has acknowledged him after moving past one of the greatest running backs in NFL history.
Sproles is in. It is a 1st down run, and he takes it to the 35-yard line. That was a classy move by LaDainian Tomlinson, who has great respect for the guys he has got in front of him and the guys he has passed. He talked specifically yesterday about Brown and Falk.
Absolutely. Marshall Falk helped him to understand the nuances of the game, being a smart, heady player. And then Jim Brown, the toughness, the ability to play every single game and carry the ball as if every opportunity was your last and not going down upon the first tackler coming up on you. And so I think what LaDainian Tomlinson has done passing Jim Brown to become the 8th all-time leading rusher certainly cements his place in camp.
2nd down and 5 as Rivers looks to a wide open Vincent Jackson. Got by Wright, and then is taken down with a flag down at about the 23-yard line. It's a catch and run of 41 yards.
This will be interesting because the Chargers haven't been flagged for any penalties today.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, 24, defense. That penalty's declined. 24.
Well, I'm sure before the game he probably asked some of the people, where's Jim Brown going to be during the game? And I mean, that's just being a classy individual.
I really like that. 1st down and 10. This is Sproles running outside and chased by Wembley and knocked out of bounds by Adams, and picks up about a yard on the play. They put him down to the 23-yard line. So on a place where Jim Brown used to run, where this new stadium is where old Cleveland Municipal Stadium was.
He points to Jim Brown up in the booth, wanting to pay honor
That's just
to Jim Brown. And boy, the San Diego Chargers have played well, and I'm sure Jim is well aware now. You can see the smile on his face, understanding that the young guys haven't forgotten about him.
2nd down and 9. Poteet finally brings down Sproles after a gain of 2 to the 20-yard line. I will tell you this, though, in an interview earlier this year, Jim Brown was talking about the guys he respects the most, and he did mention Adrian Peterson as the most complete running back that he has seen in a long time.
But certainly,
Tomlinson was a little miffed.
Well, the things that Tomlinson has done, I mean, it doesn't deserve an explanation. There's no doubt if you put the tape on of LaDainian Tomlinson and had Jim Brown watch it, he would be oohing and eyeing, because there's a lot of things on the resume of LaDainian Tomlinson which certainly earn your respect.
6 in the secondary. 3rd down and 7 for Rivers, who's thrown 2 touchdown passes today. Sproles, and he was brought down after a catch of 11 yards on 3rd down and 7. And hit across the way by Hank Poteet, number 23.
The Chargers have just played flawlessly, and I think led by their quarterback, Phillip Rivers. They came in here, they took care of business, didn't play down to the level of the Cleveland Browns, and the Browns have played well themselves. They were very competitive, but when you look at the Chargers, the fact no turnovers, no penalties, over 400-yard total offense, led by their quarterback, Phillip Rivers. Can you play any better than that?
Now Tomlinson is back in, 1st and goal at the 10. Chris Wilson is in as well. And he slashes inside, picks up a couple yards, hits that hole hard. That's what he's always done. 8 consecutive December wins under Norv Turner for the San Diego Chargers. 12 altogether if you include Marty Schottenheimer. There's a block by Tolbert. Hanamali tries to throw a block outside, then Wembley kind of forces LaDainian Tomlinson out of bounds at roughly the 5-yard line on a gain of 2.
I think it was David Bowens who told us when we asked him, is LaDainian Tomlinson still the same guy? He says, hey, LT is still LT. He can get to the edge. He said no edge is safe as long as he's in the ball game, because if he gets there, he's going to have a game breaker. And it's been a while since he's had 100 yards rushing, and they were ready to send Darren Sproles in for him. He told Darren Sproles, go back, I'm staying in. You can tell he wants to get that second touchdown. He was not coming out of the game.
3rd and goal at the 6. Tolbert remains the fullback, and this is Tomlinson, who follows that block and then was brought down. Wembley, among others, on a gain of 2, make the stop at about the 4. And a lot on the plate here for LT.
You can tell why he doesn't want to come out of the game. He knows these records. All players do. They know when they're ready to hit certain benchmarks. And 9 straight years of 10 touchdowns or more, that would be an NFL record to do that at this point in his career. So they're going to come on and kick a field goal because they weren't able to get it, but he wasn't going to give up the opportunity to carry the ball on that 3rd down play.
So Kading is in, and he's already kicked 2 field goals today, this from 22 yards away. And he adds on 3 more for the San Diego Chargers with 4:12 to play in the 4th quarter. And Kading with the kickoff, and here comes Cribbs from the 10-yard line for the Cleveland Browns. And busting free and brought down on the play with a 32-yard return. Got some help there from Tolbert on the tackle.
And then the Dallas Cowboys, they're up right now in their game, or the Giants, I should say, are up on the Dallas Cowboys, so the Cowboys could receive another loss today.
Chris Jennings in the backfield for Brady Quinn, who's thrown 2 touchdown passes today from the 42, 1st down and 10. After a nice return by Cribbs. And Evan Moore, brought down on the play by Burnett, picks up 7 yards on the play. Just a note on that New Orleans win, they got the field goal, the game-winning kick from Harlan. He had been suspended this season for substance abuse, activated this week. Normally John Carney had been in there taking his place, and so he gets the kick right there and propels New Orleans into the win. 2nd down and 3. Kaysen, 1st and 10 from the 46. In the nickel, that's what Quinn will study right here. His 2nd option goes underneath, and it's Chris Jennings. College walk-on at Arizona, undrafted in the NFL, picks up 2 and hit on the play by English. He's to the 44.
Again, I think you've got to like the way the San Diego Chargers came out and took care of business. This was a business trip, didn't play down, didn't let down in any way, shape, or form. Now embarking upon their 7th consecutive win. And Cleveland Browns, I think there are some encouraging things to take away from this game. He's got to prove that they don't have to go out and draft a quarterback, nor do they need to go out and sign one in free agency.
Browns enter today with St. Louis and Tampa Bay for the worst records in the NFL. 1-10. The Browns enter this afternoon. 6 consecutive losses. 3rd down and 8. That's taken by Harrison. Brought down in the secondary by Paul Oliver. He had that fumble return for a touchdown last week against Kansas City. 17-yard pickup. They'll spot him at the 27 with the 1st down.
And don't you love to see Brady Quinn still being competitive in this situation, still communicating to the offensive players, trying to put more points on the board.
1st and 10. And looking deep, Massaquoi was held, and that's going to be a penalty flag. The first on San Diego goes on Steve Gregory, who was undrafted out of Syracuse and has been playing special teams and seeing more time this year with a couple starts at the strong safety.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, 31, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
It was Cromartie who was there as well with Gregory.
Take a look at them. They're out on the edge right there. See that little grab right there on the hip? And that's why they're going to get him. You're beyond 5 yards. You can only make that contact within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. That contact was initiated by Cromartie well beyond that 5-yard area where you're allowed to bump the receiver.
Former Pro Bowler Antonio Cromartie. 1st down and 10. And this is Robisky. And he was tripped up on the play by Oliver. And a gain of 15 right there is down to the 8-yard line. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. It's 1st and goal at the 8. Harrison is in the backfield. Quinn has thrown 2 touchdown passes today. And the shuffle pass to Harrison. He got a great block from his tight end, Evan Moore. An 8-yard touchdown pass for the 2nd time today, and the 3rd touchdown pass thrown by 3rd-year quarterback Brady Quinn. With 1:55 to play, if they get it, it would be an 8-point game.
How about that? Cleveland Browns still got some fight.
5 in the secondary for the San Diego Chargers. Quinn with the 3 touchdown passes. That is a career high. Harrison will be in the backfield. And Quinn will try to run it in. He got a block from Steinbach, but he couldn't get it in. They had Gregory right there with the onside kick. This is trying for one right here, and it was recovered. Costanzo, the ex-Buffalo Bill, falls on it at the 41-yard line. Well, the game was not blacked out in the Cleveland area. They had the late push, and they did sell it out, although the empty seats would not indicate as such. So this is being seen in the Cleveland area. And one of the better games, obviously, this Browns team has played this year.
Especially by their offense and, more importantly, by their quarterback.
Harrison in the backfield, 1st and 10 for Quinn with 3 touchdown passes today. Always looking for Massaquoi. And broken up by Kaysen. Incomplete pass. 2nd down. And they stay in the nickel. Blitz by Gregory. It's incomplete, looking for Evan Moore.
Yeah, I think he was looking for more,
Yep.
but Moore wasn't looking for the ball. And give Brady Quinn credit. He hit his target. He hit his target right in the head. And Evan Moore wasn't looking for the ball. He got dinged with it. Had he turned around, he would have been able to make a catch. So an accurate throw. Look at this throw. Hitting right in the head, right in the noggin. He wasn't looking for it.
You know, the one thing about a 1-10 season, you've always got to keep the big picture. And the big picture is, of course, the future with the Cleveland Browns.
Absolutely. Continuing to compete. Continuing to improve as a football team.
3rd and 10. And a quick slant here by Massaquoi, who makes the catch. Brought down by Kaysen. 13-yard pickup by the 2nd-round pick and the rookie out of the University of Georgia.
What did Joshua Cribbs tell us? He's like, hey, it's a tough economy out there. Guys now are playing for jobs. If you want to continue to play in the National Football League, these next 4 or 5 games here in Cleveland, you better lay it on the line.
It is 1st and 10 into the nickel. Good block by Thomas to provide time. That's a drop pass by Harrison. Not as many today for the Cleveland Browns, but they're near the top in the NFL in drop passes. Take a look at Quinn, who won the job coming out of training camp, lost it about a month into the season, then picked it up a month ago in place of the ineffective Derek Anderson.
And I think the concern is this is already a young team, already inexperienced. We talk about the wide receivers being young and getting some players around Brady Quinn. They're going to have 11 draft picks in 2010. Are they going to get younger, or do you use some of those picks to go out and get veteran players? 2nd
down and 10, going deep, and again looking for Massaquoi, and stride for stride with him was Antoine Kaysen. So it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Massaquoi's got to be able to make a play on this ball. This ball's thrown very well by Brady Quinn, as was the previous deep ball on this possession. See, track the ball. Now find it. Get your hands to it.
Sinclair providing time at that right tackle. That was batted down. And they got in his face. 4th and 10. Hard to see who got in there. I don't know if it was Travis Johnson.
Pressure in the face.
Vaughn Martin. Let's see.
Right up. There it is right there.
Phillips. Who else? Yeah, who else but Sean Phillips?
Phillips is making a lot of plays today. He made it on the 2-point conversion, and there you see right there getting the hand in the face of Brady Quinn. But you love the way that Brady Quinn continues to compete. I think when you meet with him, you're impressed. I think he's a guy that can help shepherd this team through a very tough period. Kid of high character and high integrity. I think he's a guy you can build around.
It's 4th and 10. Finds his receiver, Evan Moore.
That kid make plays.
Right in front of the linebacker, Stephen Cooper. 13-yard pickup down to the 33. Another big catch for Evan Moore, who is cut by Green Bay a couple weeks ago. His 6th reception. 2 timeouts remaining for both teams. 1st down and 10 from the 33-yard line of San Diego for Cleveland. And Quinn, the drive began back at the 41-yard line. Bob providing some time at the guard to the end zone, and almost caught by Robisky. His dad is an NFL coach, Terry Robisky. That is Brian Robisky, the Ohio State Buckeye.
Rivers trying to make something happen. He throws this one up. It should have been intercepted. We say pressure leads to picks. Phillips put the pressure in the face of Brady Quinn, and there was Cromartie back there. Could have made a play on it. Give credit to Brian Robisky for getting his hands to the ball, because had he not extended himself to try to come up with a catch, I think Cromartie would have intercepted it. As you look at Phillip Rivers, boy, has he played one heck of a game today.
373 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Second down and 10, and nice one-handed grab on the far side right in front of Kevin Burnett by Harrison. The secondary of San Diego, 3rd down and 8, and that is dropped by Harrison. So now it'll be 4th down and 8 with 43 seconds to play, and the Chargers, now they're going to try a field goal. Will Cleveland on this 4th down.
Mangini continue to coach or what?
Well,
I mean, his team may be short on talent, but certainly high on determination. And I think that's what coaching really does do for a football team. He continues to press the right buttons. His players, he'll continue to play hard.
Dawson missed a 43-yard field goal earlier in the game. This from 49 yards away. His long this year, 47 yards. And he is going to get it. So a 49-yard field goal, a season long. So Dawson will try it again. And grab here by LaDainian Tomlinson.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
An old pro said, I'll show you how it's done. You catch the ball and you get down. Tomlinson has made some big plays in this game, but has he made any bigger plays than that one right there on the onside kick recovery? Because I think it was a huge play. If he doesn't get it, you get it to Cleveland. Now they're trying to defend this game.
Cleveland has called a timeout. They'll have 1 remaining. You see the 35 seconds left.
Yeah, he's made some plays today, and that was when Cleveland was knocking on the door, trying to get a touchdown, could have taken the lead.
At the San Diego 8, they fumbled the ball, and that was after they had scored a touchdown and a pass to Massaquoi of 11 yards. They had missed a field goal in their second possession, and that was the 3rd Cleveland possession. Cleveland has just called their final timeout. They've won 7 consecutive games after a 2-3 start. They still lead the AFC West by a game. Denver won today. And they have won their 15th consecutive game in the month of December. Cleveland loses its 7th consecutive game, but a bright spot in Brady Quinn.